The stars looked different from this far out. Captain Sarah Chen stood on the bridge of the HCMS Indomitable and watched the screens. Her ship moved through space at the edge of the Sol system. The year was 2347. Humans had finally learned to travel faster than light, but they had stayed close to home. Earth and its colonies were enough for now. The alarm broke the quiet. Chen looked at her officer. Lieutenant Park was staring at his screen with wide eyes. "Captain, we have something," Park said. "Energy readings, big ones. They just appeared out of nowhere." Chen felt her heart beat faster. This was it. After 300 years of listening to the stars, someone was finally answering back. "All hands to stations," she ordered. "Ready all systems, but keep weapons cold. We do not fire first." The ship that appeared was beautiful. It was smooth and curved like a piece of art. It glowed with soft blue light. The Indomitable was different. It was all hard angles and thick armor. It looked like what it was. A warship built by people who knew war too well. A message came through. The computer translated it into English. "Greetings, unknown species. We are the Vexari Collective. We come in peace. We detected your faster-than-light travel. We wish to welcome you to the greater galaxy." Chen smiled. "Send reply. Tell them we are humans from Earth. We also come in peace. We are happy to meet them." The first meeting happened 3 days later. The Vexari sent a small ship to dock with the Indomitable. Their ambassador was tall and thin, with silver skin that seemed to shine. His name was Kelrin. Kelrin walked through the Indomitable with interest. His eyes took in everything. The thick walls, the big guns, the crews training for battle. He seemed worried. "Your ship is very strong," Kelrin said carefully. "Very military. Is this normal for your species?" Chen nodded. "We build our ships to last. Space is dangerous. We want to be ready for anything." "I see." Kelrin touched one of the walls. "This armor is very thick. Thicker than we use. Much thicker." Over the next week, Chen learned about the galaxy. The Vexari explained that there was a government called the Galactic Concordat. It had kept peace for 10,000 years. Over 300 species were members. "Peace through rules," Kelrin explained. "We all agree to limits. Weapons cannot be too powerful. Ships cannot be too strong. Wars must be small. This way no one dies too much," Chen frowned. "What if someone breaks the rules?" "No one does. The rules keep everyone safe. The rules are life." Kelrin paused. "Your ship worries me, Captain. It is built for big war. Real war. We do not have that anymore." "We had it," Chen said quietly. "Earth has known many wars. We fought each other for thousands of years. Millions died. We learned hard lessons." Kelrin looked shocked. His silver skin turned pale. "Millions. Your own species? That is terrible. That is wrong." He shook his head. "I must tell the Concordat about this. They will want to know. Earth sent more ships. Scientists came. Diplomats came. Everyone wanted to see the aliens and learn about the galaxy. Humanity was excited. Finally, they were not alone. But there was a problem. The Concordat looked at human technology and did not like what they saw. Human weapons were too strong. Human ships were too tough. Humans had things the galaxy had banned long ago. Chen received orders. She was to take the Indomitable to Harmony Station 7. The Concordat Council wanted to meet humanity's military. They wanted to see what humans had made. The trip took 2 weeks. Harmony Station 7 was huge. It hung in space like a small moon. Ships from hundreds of species docked there. Chen saw vessels of every shape and size, but none looked like the Indomitable. When they docked, Chen and her officers were taken to a large room. The Concordat Council sat in a circle. There were 12 of them, each from a different species. They all looked at the humans with curiosity and worry. The leader was called High Arbiter Ven. She was from the Talon species. She looked like a bird but walked on 2 legs and had 4 arms. "Humans of Earth," Ven said. Her voice was strong but kind. "Welcome to the Concordat. We are happy to meet a new species. But we are concerned. We have studied your ship, your weapons, your history." She touched a control. Images appeared in the air. Pictures of the Indomitable's weapons. "These are railguns. They fire metal at incredible speed. We banned these weapons 5,000 years ago. They kill too well." More images. "Nuclear missiles. Antimatter torpedoes. These can destroy cities, destroy worlds. Why do you have these?" Chen stood. "We have them because we needed them. Earth was divided for a long time. Many nations fought. We built these weapons to protect ourselves, to survive. But you are united now, another council member said. You do not need such weapons anymore. We kept them because space is unknown, Chen replied. We did not know what was out here. We wanted to be ready. Now you know, Ven said. The galaxy is peaceful. We have rules. We have order. Your weapons are too dangerous. Your ships are too strong. You must choose. Join us and follow our rules. Remove your weapons. Make your ships weaker. Or stay alone in your system, isolated. The choice is yours. The room was quiet. Chen looked at her officers. They looked worried. This was not what they had hoped for. They came in peace. They wanted friends. But the galaxy wanted them to be weak. Can we have time to decide? Chen asked. This is a big choice. We must talk to our government. Of course, Ven said. Take 1 month. Then tell us your answer. As Chen left the council room, she heard voices. Some council members were talking. She was not supposed to hear, but she did. These humans are dangerous, one said. They know war too well. We should watch them closely, another agreed. Make sure they follow the rules. Chen said nothing. She walked back to her ship with a heavy heart. Humanity had finally found the stars were full of life, but the galaxy was afraid of them. Afraid of what humans could do. Afraid of what humans had done to each other. The Indomitable left Harmony Station 7. Chen sent her report to Earth. Now they had to wait. Wait and decide what kind of future humanity wanted. A future with the galaxy following rules they did not make. Or a future alone, strong but isolated. Chen looked at the stars again. They did not look so friendly anymore. They looked cold, distant, judging, but she was a soldier. She would follow orders. She would wait. And she would be ready for whatever came next. Earth's government met for 3 days straight. They argued. They debated. They worried. The choice was hard. Join the galaxy and be weak, or stay alone and be strong. Captain Chen waited on the Indomitable. Her ship stayed near Harmony Station 7. The Concordat wanted humans close while they decided. Other species watched the human ship with nervous eyes. On the 15th day, Chen got a visitor. A Telquari officer came to the Indomitable. The Telquari were warrior people. They looked like lions that walked on 2 legs. They had fur like gold and eyes like fire. The officer's name was Commander Thax. He looked at the Indomitable's weapons with interest. I wanted to see your ship myself, he said. The council talks about it constantly. They fear it. Why do you not fear it? Chen asked. Thax laughed. It sounded like thunder. I do fear it. But I also respect it. My people were warriors once. Real warriors. Before the Concordat, we had to give up our old ways, our strong weapons, our battle traditions. We follow the rules now. We fight small fights. It is safe, but it is not glorious. He touched one of the railguns. This could tear through any Concordat ship. 1 shot, maybe 2. Our ships are not built to take this kind of damage. We have not needed to be strong for a long time. Do you think that is good? Chen asked. Thax was quiet for a moment. I think it is peaceful. Peace is good. But sometimes I wonder what we gave up. What we lost. He looked at Chen. Your people still have it. That edge, that sharpness. You have not forgotten how to be dangerous. Is that a compliment or a warning? Chen asked. Both, Thax said with a smile. Then he left. Finally, Earth sent their answer. Chen was called before the council again. This time Earth's ambassador came with her. Ambassador Liu was old and wise. He had been a soldier once, just like Chen. The council waited. High Arbiter Ven spoke first. Have you decided? Will you join us? Will you follow our rules? Ambassador Liu stood. We want to join. We want to be part of the galaxy. We want friends. We want to trade. To learn, to share. But we cannot give up our weapons. Not completely. The council members looked at each other. Some seemed angry. Others seemed sad. You must understand, Liu continued. Earth's history is written in blood. We fought for thousands of years. Nation against nation. Brother against brother. We almost destroyed ourselves. Multiple times. We learned lessons in fire and death. That is exactly why you must give up these weapons, a council member said. You are dangerous. You proved that. You killed your own kind. Yes, Liu said. We did, and we learned from it. We learned that peace must be protected, that freedom must be defended, that safety requires strength. We do not want war. We hate war, but we know it can come. And when it comes, we will be ready. War will not come, Ven said firmly. We have 10,000 years of peace. The Concordat protects everyone. Your weapons are not needed. 10,000 years is impressive, Chen spoke up. But the universe is very large. Very old, things change. Threats can come from anywhere. Like what? Another council member asked. What threats? We have explored most of the galaxy. We know what is out there. Nothing threatens us, until it does, Chen said quietly. The debate went on for hours. Earth would not back down. The council would not change their rules. Finally, they reached a compromise. A bad one. You may keep your weapons, Ven said slowly, but you cannot join the Concordat fully. You will be associate members. You can trade. You can visit, but you have no vote. No voice in our decisions, and you must stay in your own space. Your ships cannot enter Concordat space armed. If you come with weapons powered down, disabled. Liu looked at Chen. Chen nodded slowly. We accept, Liu said. It is not what we hoped for. But it is a start. The council seemed relieved. They had avoided a complete rejection. Humanity would be part of the galaxy but kept at arm's length, safe, controlled, watched. Over the next 6 months, things settled into a routine. Human merchants began trading with alien species. Scientists exchanged information. Tourists visited Earth and humans visited other worlds. It seemed good, but Chen felt uneasy. She saw how other species looked at humans. With fear, with suspicion. They smiled and traded, but they did not trust. They saw humans as violent, primitive, dangerous. The Indomitable stayed near the border of human space. Chen's orders were simple: patrol, watch, wait, keep Earth safe. One day, Thax visited again. The Talquari commander had become something like a friend. He respected Chen. He understood her in ways other aliens did not. The council made a mistake, Thax said. They were in Chen's private office, drinking coffee. Thax had developed a taste for the human drink. What mistake? Chen asked. They think peace is forever. They think rules keep them safe. But rules only work when everyone follows them. What happens when someone does not? Someone from outside the Concordat? Someone who does not care about our rules? You think something is coming, Chen said. It was not a question. Thax looked at his coffee. I have studied history. The real history, before the Concordat. Do you know why the Concordat was formed? Chen shook her head. No one talks about it. Because it is painful, Thax said. A war, a terrible war. Species fighting species. Billions died. Worlds burned. It was chaos, destruction. When it ended, the survivors said never again. They made the Concordat. They made the rules. They made sure no one could be that strong again. No one could do that much damage. They learned from their mistakes, Chen said. Like we did. No, Thax said. They ran from their mistakes. There is a difference. Learning means understanding war. Being ready for it. Running means forgetting. Hoping it never comes back. Hope is not a strategy. Chen was quiet. She understood what Thax meant. Earth had not run from war. They had faced it. Studied it. Prepared for it. They remembered. What do you think will happen? Chen asked. Thax stood. I think the galaxy has been lucky. Very lucky. For 10,000 years, nothing has tested us. Nothing has challenged the Concordat. But luck does not last forever. He looked at Chen. When that day comes, I hope you are nearby. Because we will need you. All of you. And your terrible, dangerous weapons. Then he left. Chen sat alone in her office. She looked at a picture on her desk. Earth. Blue and green and beautiful. Home. She made a decision. She would keep the Indomitable ready. Keep the crew trained. Keep the weapons maintained. The galaxy might not want human strength, but one day they might need it. And when that day came, humanity would be ready. The stars watched. They always watched. And in the darkness between them, something else watched too. Something hungry. Something that did not care about rules or peace or the Concordat. Something that was coming. The alarm came at night. Ship time anyway. Space had no real night, but humans needed routines. Chen was asleep when Lieutenant Park called her. Captain, you need to see this now. Chen was on the bridge in 2 minutes. What she saw made her blood cold. The screen showed chaos. Ships were running, screaming across every channel. The Concordat emergency network was lit up like fire. What happened? Chen demanded. Park looked pale. They call them the Krell. They came from outside the galaxy. No warning, no message. They just arrived and started attacking. 3 colony worlds are gone already, just gone. Millions dead. Chen watched the reports. The Krell ships looked organic, like they were grown, not built. They were huge. Some were as big as cities, and they did not communicate. They just killed. The Concordate fleets are engaging, Park said, but their weapons are not working well. The Krell ships are too strong, too tough. Chen watched a battle recording. Concordate ships fired their energy weapons, small controlled beams. They were made to disable, not destroy, made to follow the rules. The Krell did not care about rules. The beams barely scratched their bioarmor. The Krell fired back. Organic missiles, bioplasma, acid that ate through ship hulls. The Concordate ships were not ready for this. They had thin armor, weak shields. They had not needed more for 10,000 years. Chen watched ship after ship die. It was a massacre. Get me a line to Earth Command, she ordered. And get me the Concordate Council. Now. High Arbiter Ven appeared on screen. She looked terrified. Her feathers were ruffled. Her eyes were wide. Captain Chen, Ven said. We need help. We are sending this message to all species, to all worlds. The Krell are destroying everything. We cannot stop them. Our weapons are not enough. Our ships are not strong enough. Please, if you can help, please help us. Chen felt her heart pound. This was it. The moment Thax had warned about. The galaxy needed humanity now, needed their dangerous weapons, their overbuilt ships, their knowledge of war. But would Earth help? The Concordate had rejected them, feared them, kept them at distance. Why should humans risk their lives for people who did not trust them? Earth Command called back. Admiral Martinez appeared on screen. He looked grim. Captain Chen, we have seen the reports. The Parliament is meeting now. They are debating what to do. Debating? Chen could not believe it. People are dying. Right now. Every minute we wait, more die. I know, Martinez said. But some Parliament members say this is not our fight. The Concordate did not want us, did not trust us. Why should we risk human lives for them? Chen felt anger rise in her chest. Because it is the right thing to do. Because we have the power to help. Because we are human. And humans do not turn away when people need us. Even people who fear us, Martinez smiled slightly. It was a sad smile. I was hoping you would say that. I am putting you through to the Parliament. Tell them what you just told me. Chen stood straighter. The screen changed. She saw the Earth Parliament. Hundreds of faces. Representatives from every nation. Every colony. They were arguing, shouting. The speaker saw Chen and called for quiet. Captain Chen, you have something to say? Yes, Chen said. Her voice was strong, clear. I know some of you think we should stay out of this. The Concordate rejected us. They feared our weapons. They kept us isolated. I understand your anger. I feel it too. The Parliament was quiet now, listening. But we did not build the indomitable for revenge. We did not develop our weapons to hurt the innocent. We built them to protect, to defend, to stand between danger and those who cannot fight back. That is what the military does. That is what we do, she paused. Let her words sink in. The Concordate made a mistake. They chose peace through weakness. They forgot that peace must be protected. They forgot that evil exists in the universe, real evil, the kind that does not care about rules or treaties or 10,000 years of peace. Earth did not forget. We remember. We carry our history like a scar. Every war, every battle, every person who died, we remember because we must. Because forgetting leads to this, to being helpless when the monsters come. Chen looked directly at the camera. The Concordate asked us to be less than we are. They wanted us weak, safe, controlled. We refused. We stayed strong. Not because we wanted to conquer. Not because we loved war, but because we knew this day might come. And now it has. Send us. Send the fleet. Let us show the galaxy what humanity really is. Not monsters. Not warmongers. But protectors, defenders, people who stand up when others fall down, people who fight when others cannot. The Parliament was silent. Then one representative stood. Then another. Then another. Soon they were all standing, applauding. The speaker smiled. The vote is unanimous, Captain. Take your fleet. Save as many as you can. Show them what Earth is made of. Chen saluted. The screen went dark. She turned to her crew. All hands to battle stations. Power up all weapons. Full combat loadout. Contact the Mars Defense Fleet, the Luna Squadron. Anyone close enough to join us. We are going to war. The Indomitable came alive. Lights changed from white to red. Weapons charged. Armor plates locked. The crew moved with practiced efficiency. They had trained for this, drilled for this, hoped it would never come but prepared anyway. 12 more human ships arrived over the next hour. Battleships, cruisers, even a few destroyers. Not a big fleet, not by Concordate standards, but every ship was armed. Every ship was ready, Thax called. His image appeared on screen. He was in armor, battle armor. I knew you would come, he said. Where do you need us? Chen asked. Theris Prime, it is a major colony world. 3 billion people. The Krell are attacking in force. The defense fleet is being destroyed. If Theris falls, the whole sector will collapse. The Krell will be unstoppable. Then Theris will not fall, Chen said. Send us the coordinates. We are coming, Thax smiled. It was fierce, predatory. Good hunting, Captain. Show them why the galaxy should have trusted you from the start. The human fleet jumped to faster than light. They left human space behind. Entered Concordate territory. Ships that were supposed to come with weapons disabled, with power low, with no threat. But these ships were fully armed, fully powered, ready for total war. Chen sat in her command chair. She thought about Earth, about the people she was protecting, about the aliens she was going to save, aliens who had feared her, who had rejected her people. It did not matter. They were people. They deserved to live, and humanity would make sure they did. The stars blurred. Time passed. Then they dropped out of FTL. Theris Prime filled the screen. Beautiful, green and blue, like Earth, and around it, hell. Thousands of Krell ships, bioorganic nightmares, fighting hundreds of Concordate vessels. The Concordate ships were losing. Badly. Chen took a deep breath. All ships. This is Captain Chen, weapons free. Engage at will. Remember your training. Protect each other, and send these bastards back to whatever hole they crawled from. The human fleet charged forward, into the fire, into the storm, into war. The Krell did not see the human ships at first. They were focused on the dying Concordate fleet. Easy prey, ships that barely fought back. Then the railguns fired. The Indomitable had 6 railgun turrets. Each one fired a tungsten rod the size of a telephone pole. The rods traveled at 15% the speed of light. They hit with the force of nuclear weapons. The first Krell bioship simply exploded. The tungsten rod punched through its organic armor like it was paper. Went through the whole ship. Out the other side. Then hit another Krell ship behind it. 1 shot. 2 kills. The other human ships opened fire, railguns, missiles, laser cannons designed to cut through asteroids. The Krell swarm suddenly faced weapons they had never seen before. Weapons that could actually hurt them. The Krell turned. Thousands of bioships changed direction. They rushed toward the human fleet. A wave of death and teeth and organic horror. A Concordate commander broadcast on all channels.
Human ships, fall back!
You cannot fight that many. You will be destroyed. Chen smiled. It was not a kind smile. All ships. They want to swarm us. Let them come. Fire at will. Do not stop firing. The Krell crashed into the human formation like a tidal wave, but the wave hit a wall. Point defense systems activated. Every human ship had them. Hundreds of small guns. They tracked incoming missiles. Incoming Krell, they fired thousands of rounds per second. Created a wall of bullets. A storm of metal. Krell bioships flew into the storm and were torn apart. Shredded, destroyed before they could get close. But more came. Always more. The Krell did not care about losses. They just attacked, wave after wave. The Indomitable shook as Krell bioplasma hit the shields. The shields held. Barely. Chen watched the power levels drop. Shield at 60%, Park reported. 50%. 40%. Divert power from engines, Chen ordered. All power to shields and weapons. We are not running. A human cruiser took a direct hit. Its shields failed. Krell acid ate through the armor. The ship was hurt, bad, but it kept fighting. Kept firing. Even as it bled atmosphere and crew. The Concordate fleet watched in shock. They had never seen anyone fight like this. One commander broadcast, "Why do you not retreat?" "You are taking terrible damage," Chen replied while targeting another Krell swarm. "Because if we retreat, you all die. And we did not come here to watch you die. We came to win." She fired the railguns again. Another Krell ship died. All human ships, listen up, Chen broadcast. The Krell are trying to overwhelm us with numbers. They think we will panic. They think we will run. Show them they are wrong. Show them what happens when you threaten Earth and her friends. The human ships tightened their formation. They created overlapping fields of fire, covered each other. When one ship's shields weakened, others moved to protect it. They fought as a unit. As a team, the Concordat had forgotten how to do this. Their ships fought alone, independent, following rules about engagement distance and weapon power, rules that meant nothing against the Krell. Thax watched from his ship. He had never felt so useless. His weapons barely hurt the Krell. His shields were failing. His ship was dying. Then he saw the Indomitable charge forward, right into the center of the Krell swarm. "What is she doing?" his second officer gasped. "That is suicide." But it was not suicide. It was strategy. The Indomitable pushed deep into the Krell formation, drew them in, focused their attention. Then Chen gave the order, launched nuclear missiles, full spread, maximum yield, 20 missiles launched. They flew into the Krell swarm around the Indomitable. Then they detonated, all at once, 20 nuclear explosions. In space, there was no air to carry the shockwave. But there was radiation, heat, electromagnetic pulse. The Krell bioships were organic, alive. The radiation killed them, cooked them. Hundreds died in seconds. The Indomitable's shields held, barely. The ship was designed to survive its own nuclear weapons. The Krell were not. The swarm broke. The Krell pulled back, confused, hurt. They had never faced resistance like this. "All ships advance," Chen ordered. "Do not give them time to regroup. Push forward."
Keep firing!
The human fleet surged forward. The Concordat ships followed, hope returning to their crews. Maybe they could win this. Maybe humanity could save them, but the Krell were not done. A massive bioship emerged from the back of their fleet. It was huge, kilometers long. It looked like a whale mixed with a scorpion mixed with a nightmare. "Sensors reading massive energy buildup," Park said. His voice shook. "Captain, that thing is charging some kind of weapon. Power levels are off the scale." Chen watched the monster. She knew what it was. A command ship, a leader. Kill it and the swarm would fall apart. But to kill it, someone had to get close. Very close. Close enough that there would be no escape. She opened a channel to the fleet. "All ships, this is Chen. Target the big one. Pour everything into it. We need to bring it down." The fleet fired, railguns, missiles, lasers, everything. The massive Krell ship absorbed it all. Its bioarmor was too thick. "Too strong. It is not enough," Park said. "We cannot penetrate the armor from here." Chen looked at her crew. Good people. Brave people. They had followed her into hell without question. She made her decision. "All crew, this is the captain. Prepare to evacuate. Get to the escape pods. You have 2 minutes, Captain." Park stared at her. "What are you doing?" "Winning," Chen said. She pressed buttons on her command chair, locked the helm controls to her station. "That thing needs to die. We cannot kill it from range, so we get close, real close." "You mean ramming," Park said quietly. "You are going to ram it. Yes, now go. Get the crew out." "That is an order," Park saluted, tears in his eyes. "It has been an honor, Captain." "The honor was mine," Chen said. "Now go, quickly." The crew evacuated. Escape pods launched. Chen watched them go. Safe. They would be safe. She was alone now, just her and the Indomitable, the ship that had been her home. Her pride. "Well, old girl," she said to the ship, "one last fight. Let us make it count." She pushed the engines to maximum. The Indomitable accelerated, faster and faster, toward the massive Krell command ship. The Krell saw her coming, fired everything at her. Bioplasma, acid, missiles. The Indomitable's shields failed. Armor melted, hull breached. The ship was dying, but it kept going, kept accelerating. Chen opened a final broadcast. "To whoever hears this, tell Earth we did our duty. Tell them we stood. Tell them we did not run. And tell the galaxy that humanity keeps its promises. We said we would protect you. We meant it." The Indomitable hit the Krell command ship at full speed. The impact was catastrophic. But Chen had one more surprise. The antimatter reserves. The Indomitable carried antimatter torpedoes. Dozens of them. Chen had set them all to detonate on impact. The explosion was like a small star being born. It lit up the entire battlefield. The Krell command ship simply ceased to exist. vaporized, along with hundreds of Krell ships around it, and the Indomitable, and Captain Sarah Chen. The battlefield went silent. Both sides stopped firing. Everyone stared at where the explosion had been. Then the remaining Krell ships fled. Without their command ship, they had no coordination, no direction. They ran back to whatever dark place they had come from. The battle was over. Theris Prime was saved. 3 billion people lived because of what Chen had done, because of what humanity had done. Thax sat in his damaged ship. He could not speak, could not move. He had just watched the bravest thing he had ever seen. The Concordat fleet hung in space, damaged, bloody, but alive. And for the first time in 10,000 years, they understood what humanity had tried to tell them. Peace is precious, but it must be defended. And sometimes the only way to defend it is through sacrifice, through strength, through the willingness to do what must be done, no matter the cost. 3 weeks later, the Concordat Council met again. But this time was different. The chamber was full. Every species sent representatives. Everyone wanted to be there. In the center of the chamber sat what remained of the human fleet. 6 ships survived the Battle of Theris Prime. 6 out of 13. The human crews stood in dress uniforms. Lieutenant Park commanded them now. He had been on an escape pod when the Indomitable died. The mood was somber, grateful, and ashamed. High Arbiter Ven stood. Her voice was heavy with emotion. Humanity of Earth, you came when we called. We had rejected you. We had feared you. We had kept you isolated. But when we needed help, you came anyway. You fought for us. You died for us. Over 2,000 human lives were lost in the battle. Captain Sarah Chen gave everything to save 3 billion people she had never met. People from a government that did not trust her. Then paused, wiped her eyes. We owe you more than we can ever repay. We owe you our lives, our worlds, our future. And we owe you an apology. We were wrong. About you. About what strength means. About what peace requires. The council stood as one. They all bowed to the humans. A gesture of deep respect. Park felt tears on his face. He tried to stay strong, professional, but it was hard. The captain's sacrifice meant something. Humanity's sacrifice meant something. Ven continued. The Concordat was built on a belief that peace comes from being weak together, from no one being strong enough to threaten anyone else. We were wrong. Peace does not come from weakness. It comes from strength used wisely, from power held by those who would rather not use it. Humanity showed us this. You have terrible weapons, ships built for war, knowledge of destruction, but you did not use them to conquer. You used them to protect, to save, to sacrifice. Another council member stood. It was Kelran, the Vexari, who had first met Chen. I visited the Indomitable when humanity first arrived. I was afraid of what I saw. Guns, armor, signs of a violent species. I thought you were dangerous. I was right. But I did not understand what kind of dangerous. You are not dangerous to friends, only to enemies, to threats, to evil. He looked at Park. Captain Chen told me once that Earth had known many wars, that millions died. I was horrified. But now I understand. You learned from those wars. You learned what war costs, what it takes, what it means. That is why you are so good at it. And that is also why you hate it. Thax stood next. His golden fur was clean now. His wounds healed, but his eyes still carried the memory of the battle. I told Captain Chen once that the galaxy had been lucky, that our peace had never been tested. She proved me right. When the test came, we failed. We were not ready. We did not have the strength. We did not have the will, but humanity did. He looked at all the council members. I watched the Indomitable charge into death. I watched Captain Chen sacrifice everything for people who did not even trust her. That is not just strength. That is not just courage. That is something more. Something we lost long ago. What is it? Someone asked. Honor, Thax said simply. Real honor, the kind that costs something. Ven spoke again. Lieutenant Park, will you speak for humanity? Park stood. His legs shook slightly. He had never expected to speak before the entire Concordat Council. Captain Chen left a message, he said. I want to share it with you. He played a recording. Chen's voice filled the chamber. Her last transmission before the ramming attack. Tell Earth we did our duty. Tell them we stood. Tell them we did not run. and tell the galaxy that humanity keeps its promises. We said we would protect you. We meant it. The chamber was silent when it ended. That was Captain Chen, Park said. She believed in duty, in protecting others, in doing what is right even when it is hard. Especially when it is hard. That is what humanity believes. He took a deep breath. You asked us to be weak, to give up our weapons, to be less than we are. We refused. Not because we wanted to threaten you, but because we knew this day might come. The day when someone needed us to be strong, to be dangerous, to be willing to fight. That day came. We were ready. Captain Chen was ready. 2,000 humans gave their lives. They did it willingly. They did it gladly. Because that is what humans do. We protect, we defend. We stand between the darkness and those who cannot fight. Park looked around the chamber. You can fear us if you want. We understand. We are dangerous. We admit it. But ask yourselves this. When the Krell came, who did you call? When your worlds were burning, who answered? When you needed someone willing to die for you, who came? The people you feared. The people you rejected. The people you kept at a distance. We came because it was right. Because you needed us. Because that is who we are, Ven stood again. She looked at the other council members. They nodded. Humanity has shown us the truth. We cannot hide from danger. We cannot pretend threats do not exist. We must be ready. We must be strong. And we must have warriors who understand what strength is for. Therefore, the council proposes a new role. A new position in the Concordat. The wardens. Humanity will be the first wardens. You will keep your weapons, your strong ships, your knowledge of war, but you will also train others. Teach us what you know. How to fight when fighting is necessary. How to be strong without being cruel. How to be dangerous only to those who threaten peace. You will be our shield, our sword, our protectors. Not rulers, not conquerors, protectors. Will you accept? Park looked at the other human officers. They nodded. They had already discussed this possibility. We accept, Park said, but on one condition. Captain Chen and all who died at Theris Prime must be honored. Remembered. Their sacrifice must mean something. It will, Ben promised. We will build a monument on Theris Prime where everyone can see it, where 3 billion people can remember every day that they live because of human courage, because of human sacrifice. And we will change our ways, another council member added. No more believing peace is forever. No more thinking we are safe. We will be ready. We will be strong. We will honor those who protect us, the council voted. It was unanimous. Humanity joined the Concordat as full members. As wardens, as protectors. Over the following months, things changed. Human military advisors went to other species, taught them about real warfare, about tactics, about what it means to fight for survival. Concordat ships began to change. Stronger armor, better weapons. Not as strong as human ships, but stronger than before. Strong enough, the Krell came back twice more. Both times they were defeated. The galaxy was learning, getting stronger. Getting ready, Earth built a new ship. They called it the HCMS Sarah Chen. It was bigger than the Indomitable, stronger, more powerful. But it carried the same mission: protect, defend, stand guard. Park became its captain. He stood on the bridge on the day it launched. Looked at the stars, thought about his old captain, his friend. We will carry on, he said quietly. We will remember. We will keep your promise. On Theris Prime, the monument stood tall, made of metal from the Indomitable. Recovered from the debris, it showed Captain Chen standing firm, looking toward the stars, protecting. Below it, words were carved in every language of the Concordat. Here stood humanity. When we fell, they lifted us. When we feared, they protected us. When death came, they stood between us and the darkness. They asked for nothing. They gave everything. We will remember. We will honor. We will never forget. Every day people visited the monument. Parents brought children. Teachers brought students. Everyone came to remember. A young Theris child asked her parent one day as they stood before the statue, "Are humans scary?" The parent looked at the statue. At Captain Chen's face, strong, determined, kind. "Yes," the parent said. "They are terrifying. They know how to destroy, how to kill, how to wage war like no one else." The child looked worried. The parent smiled and put a hand on the child's shoulder. "But they are also the bravest, most honorable people in the galaxy. They use their power to protect, not to harm. They are scary to enemies, but to friends, To those they protect, they are the most wonderful thing in the universe. So we are lucky they are here? The child asked. Yes, the parent said, looking up at the stars. Thank the stars they are on our side. Thank the stars for humanity. Thank the stars for Captain Chen. The galaxy had learned its lesson. Peace was precious, but peace needed guardians. Strong guardians. Brave guardians. Guardians willing to sacrifice everything. The galaxy had found those guardians. They came from a small blue world. They had a history of war. But they had learned from that history. Learned what was worth fighting for. What was worth dying for. They were called humans, and they would never let the darkness win. Out in space, the HCMS Sarah Chen patrolled. Its weapons ready. Its crew vigilant, watching, waiting, protecting, just like Captain Chen had done, just like humanity always would. The stars shone bright, and humanity stood guard over them all.